Hey boys and girls, welcome back to Master Detective Archives Rain Code. In the last episode we began our jump into the absolute guts of our current impossible but perfect crime case, learning that the labyrinth can actually change if it senses reluctance to finding the ultimate truth, and that if you're someone who can sense spirits or supernatural creatures, like Vivia can, the Mystery Labyrinth seems to have little to no effect on them. And, well, if they're brought in as a helper, overall, well, they get to keep their knowledge of everything they did. And we don't know about when you leave the labyrinth. We don't know that part. But we do know that going into the labyrinth, they can use everything they know, which is really cool. But, honestly, hopefully with the combined efforts of both Yuma and Vivia, and combining their knowledge together on the case, we can delve ever further to hopefully shed some light on what truly happened to Dr. Weska and Chief Yakou in a fight to hopefully save not only our chief, but to find the truth we've been so desperate to unravel, the ultimate secret of Kanai Ward. And, well, Dr. Weska was somebody that we thought was the last keeper of that knowledge, since it seems to have been destroyed in some way when it comes to the storage room that Yomi controls all, entrance of. So it's like, we have nothing on the case of, at the moment, but we could possibly get something if things go right? So, it's possible. But before we go any further, let's talk to Vivia before we go up. You really plan on going forward? Fine. Okay, further up we go. But our question, though, for here just kept looping us back, since we could never find out how did the culprit enter the lab in the first place. But, well, something could enter the lab, and that was Amapal. And somehow Amapal was able to open us up a whole nother entrance to some kind of new truth of some sort.
Hopefully it's the correct route this time. Let's move it, Master.
Okay, Shinigami. Let's go forward, and it definitely has a different entrance. Okay, well, let's go in.
When you think about who could get past security, the only option we know of is Amapal.
True.
And that's how we were able to get through security ourselves.
But it's just a toy robot, right?
Right.
Who's related to the case?
I'm not sure.
Yet, but since Amapal can get through security, it must be important.
In some way. Interesting landscape here, honestly. Looks like it's gonna teleport us further up, though. But weird, though. Very, very weird. Because the thing is Amapal wasn't what strictly got them inside. We know this. So, that don't make sense. But we're in a version of the Mystery Labyrinth that connects us to the lab here. Okay.
Hey, there's an intercom.
Yeah, there is.
Maybe someone will respond if you use it.
Who, though?
No way.
It's possible. Oh, what the?
Huh? Doctor?
Dr. Weska? That's weird.
Huh? Wait.
Huh?
What the?
Does he know he's dead?
Who are you? Help! Somebody
Oh, no.
come help me!
It's before he died.
Isn't this the footage of when the doctor was attacked?
That is indeed true.
Yeah, you're right.
Huh. But why are we seeing this again? Oh. Something changed. Got 3 more doors. Multiple doors this time.
The mystery materialized. It must be related to what the doctor just said.
Let me read exactly what he said to a T, because I hear it, but I want to know exactly kind of like how I perceive it if I were to think it. Huh, wait, what the? Wait, who are you? So he doesn't know who they are. He's confused how they got in, obviously. That was him telling us to wait, because he thinks he heard something, obviously. And then help somebody come help me. And he was asking us to come help him. Okay. Huh. Okay, let's see what our problem is here. Who are you? Was directed at who?
Who did the doctor say? Who are you? To?
That's a very good question.
Well, I'll leave it to you.
We'll try and see what we can do then.
I don't get how you can keep reading at a time like this.
Well, he did say he didn't really want to find the truth here, to be fair. No one, the culprit, or Amapal. Well, Amapal wasn't in the room yet. So that'll make no sense. Let's talk to Vivia real quick.
Oh?
I'll leave the rest to you, Yuma. He keeps saying that, but this was in a different area, though, this time.
There's a door here, too. Bust through it with your powers of deduction, Master.
Well, we said Amapal to get here, right? But that will make no sense. It's definitely not no one. Obviously someone. The culprit? That would make sense. Yeah, let's go. Who are you was directed to the culprit. Right?
I can certainly understand why you'd want to choose that. But wasn't security active at that point?
It was, but that makes no sense because we were Amapal and we didn't go there until afterwards. The only way this makes sense here is if he's been a recording this entire time. But that don't make sense either because why would it be? Right? Because his body is fresh. There's no way around that, right? So, what?
I considered all the various possibilities, but I couldn't figure out a way to get past the security.
Huh.
If I'm right, then there is no basis to infer that someone had entered the doctor's lab at this point.
Huh?
Which means you can't say the doctor was directing those words to the culprit.
Fair.
Yeah, that sounds right.
What, so he has like schizophrenia or something? And he thought he saw somebody? But what? But somebody did come after him though, so is it really just schizophrenia? No one. Is that right? That's right. Wait, what? I did not think that would be a factor here. But it makes sense, he's been locked in a room for 3 months.
Activate. Does that mean we found the right answer?
I guess so.
Huh? So the right answer is no one?
Huh?
Why would the doctor say, "Who are you?" if no one was there?
That is really weird.
The security was still active at the time, so no one could enter the doctor's lab, right?
Right.
And that was before I borrowed Amapal.
Okay. So what you're saying, if I get this right, he hid inside the little area in the vent. At the very beginning area, in the ventilation area. Amapal went through. Amapal opened the door. While we were opening the door, the killer ran through, killed Huesca really quickly, and with the sulfuric acid, due to the obvious burn marks on his jacket. And then while we were trying to get in, he kicked over the robot so we couldn't see them, or he or she, we don't know. But due to the features, it looked like a dude for fake, but I'm not sure. But they kicked him over and then ran back out as fast as they could before Amapal could get back up and search the body and then open the security. So he ran all the way back to the ventilation area where he was hiding to begin with, and then hid in there again. right? That's the only thing I can think of, because if that's the case and it was schizophrenia to start with, then that would make sense. And now Amapal's features of why it can't move its head makes more sense now. Right?
So the only explanation is that no one was there.
Weird. What was the doctor's motive?
Why would he say that if no one was there?
I don't think it was a motive, though.
I think if we go there, we'll find the answer.
Unless this was how he was going to be trying to escape. Because we know he was trying to leave, and maybe this was his chance at trying to leave completely.
What? That route's obviously just a side road. Who cares what the old geezer was thinking anyway?
But it looks like this is the only way we can go. Besides, I am curious about what was going through his mind.
And maybe we could figure something out about Huesca by going and picking into his mind a little bit. Because he's dead. It gives us a little bit of an idea of who Huesca really was. Maybe we'll find out more about his weird research with sulfuric acid in people. Maybe too.
It could be an important factor in solving the mystery behind this case.
Maybe. Maybe indeed.
Still, being forced to take a side route is too much trouble. Makes me wish I was dead.
You really like saying that, don't you? But every time you say it, it makes me question if it's really what you think, because his actions say otherwise a lot of the time. But yeah, we got a new route to go. But let's definitely talk to everyone first. You really plan on going forward? Fine. What about you, Shinigami?
Is this really the right path? I got a bad feeling about this.
Same, but I want to know. Let's go in. Oh, it's a ventilation system.
So, Master, do you have an idea about what the geezer was thinking?
Maybe.
Not yet, but I think it has to do with why he said, "Who are you?"
I'm gonna say it's he's had a vision of somebody, maybe. Like, he thought he saw somebody and he's just crazy. So that's possible.
I think the doctor was putting on an act.
An act? Really?
An act? Really?
That was, I don't even know how that. I like how sometimes in these games I say something and then the characters end up saying it, but really, you think an act? Of all things, an act? Really?
The doctor put on an act for a reason, but I have no idea why.
My two assumptions is either it was a way to escape Kanai Ward like he originally planned, but I don't see how you could do that. Or two, the other option being that it would lead to, like, just because he was crazy. But is that really the answer?
We have to figure that out by going down this doctor's motive route.
It's definitely worth a shot. And I'm kind of curious what his motives would be too. Looks like it's taking us into a reasoning deathmatch though. Based on the symbol here. It's usually what that means. Yep, taking us right into one. But is it still Yomi though? Yep, it's still Yomi.
He's here too?
Yep. Obviously he'd have to fight against that one. Okay, what you got, Yomi?
You rats keep scurrying around. Do you really think you'll discover Dr. Huesca's motive this way?
It's possible.
Good luck with that, morons! He had no motive at all!
No, he definitely had motives.
Well, you said there's nothing here. Let's head back.
We can't do that!
I don't think Yomi would even let us leave this room.
If he's trying to block our path, then this route must be important.
It's gotta be. There's no reason he would be blocking here if there was nothing here.
Fine.
Nice try, Vivia.
I'm only here because you maggots piss me off.
Nah, you're blocking us for obvious reasons that you think you would have to stop us for.
So, I'm gonna end you here and now!
Okay. Let's see what you got there, Yomi. We repelling things right away, or we going straight into swinging? We're swinging. Photo doctor's emails. Doctor's emails gotta be that one. This is 100% somebody that, like I said, I keep saying this has to be Yakou. The picture just, like, you could see a good portion of, well, a little bit of his face, and you could see the hair a little bit underneath the blood mark on the left, on his right side of his cheek. You could tell it's him. And plus, we saw him holding this earlier, before we even got here. But it's gotta be his records here. The email records of Dr. Weska and Anonymous, there was regular communication between them until just recently. According to the records, Dr. Weska was planning to escape from Kanai Ward.
Part of the doctor's
But
plan.
we'll hold on.
He didn't have a plan at all.
Yeah, he definitely did. Don't even try and say
Exchange
that.
on the intercom wasn't an act.
Can't swing on that
There was
one.
no reason to put on a show.
No, there was,
The doctor
maybe.
misunderstood.
Misunderstood? Ow. I thought that was a dodge.
You probably don't know this.
Don't know what.
Weska
Oh,
put his
what the?
soul into his work.
What the heck? I've never seen those do that before.
Well,
Huh?
the doctor was loyal to Amaterasu.
No, maybe.
There's no way he'd betray us.
Well, he definitely did. Wait, you said betray. That's weird. But it was the other one. I was gonna swing at it, but I wasn't sure if there was more because he kept going.
When you think about it, Dr. Weska had no reason to pretend.
But he has to be pretending. That's the only way this makes any sense.
So why would he do that?
I'm sure he'd have a good reason. I just need to find evidence proving it. We have the evidence in
This
our
was all
blade.
part of the doctor's plan.
It's just I didn't swing at it
He didn't have a
in
plan
time.
at all.
Just because I didn't think it would be... Oh, wait a minute, I gotta dodge those weird things again. I just realized that.
There
Okay,
was no
let's just
reason
sit
to
back
put on a
and
show.
get ready for a
The
good
doctor
swing.
misunderstood.
Okay, it started from... How did I get hit by that again? Okay.
You probably don't know this. Weska put his soul
Oh, you
into
just
his
have to go
work.
left and right. Okay. I thought it was
The
different.
research was
I thought you had to
going well.
go right and then duck down.
The doctor was loyal to Amaterasu.
That's where you're wrong, buddy.
This is the truth.
But yeah, you're completely wrong on that one. I thought it was going to go more in detail on how he wasn't loyal already.
No, the doctor was planning on betraying Amaterasu Corporation. He was trying to escape Kanai Ward.
Yep, and there's nothing but proof in that one. We got that from the computer, so good thing we got to that computer before we went in here.
He said so in the messages he wrote.
Yep. But we also learned it from the Peacekeepers as well, to be fair, because it was a rumor.
You little...
Got anything to disprove that? Looks like he's retreating. Huh. Only one this time. Took us 3 things to smack him back the first time we ran into his phantom. But interesting, though.
Yumi's rebuttal. What was that?
This is an interesting looking room. But yeah, his rebuttal was kind of interesting there.
What was he trying to deny? Why was he covering up the doctor's motives?
Yeah, why would he protect him?
It seems that this case involves the inner workings of Amaterasu.
It would... yeah, that would make sense.
Right. The doctor was going to betray Amaterasu. And whoever he was emailing knew that.
That's true.
So the doctor locked himself in the lab to protect himself from that person.
Yeah.
Perhaps the doctor's act had something to do with that.
Possible, but we don't know for sure. But we'll find it out, I think. Oh. Okay then. There's a trap inside the room. Oh, walkway there. More doors. This place has a lot of,
It's the
doors.
security gate. Everything's locked up.
Yep, you can say that again. What's the question here, though? How did the doctor plan to escape Kanai Ward?
Which means this is a complex problem.
Definitely not the first one. That's for the last chapter. Swapping places. Huh? Swapping places? With who? What? Wait a minute. No, he couldn't have caused the blackout. Yeah, he couldn't have done the blackout, so swapping places? What? Are you sure? Huh.
We have to choose the right door and insert the correct solution key.
I'm thinking of going through here. That sounds like a very specific one. Because we never thought of that beforehand. But that could be the answer. I'm curious. I'm going to try that one first.
This is way more hassle than before. Guess I'll leave it to you, Yuma.
Thank you, Vivia.
As always.
But, yep, as always for every case here. Okay. Key Miser. For some reason my ability went off here. That's interesting. Before we go further, I don't know why, but I feel like I haven't upgraded my abilities recently. Just curious if I have. Oh yeah, I haven't upgraded some of these. Really? Okay, well, let's see here. Solution key sequences. That could be good. Could go for more HP. That would give us more points at the end. But, SP required to buy it is the problem sometimes. This could be good, just in general, just to be able to get more stuff. The Summer Firework one when it comes to the barrels. Because you get close to running out of time on these a lot. So I'll go for that one, just because that could come in handy. And then we'll just save that last one, because we can't use it. Might as well use it, right? And also, while we're in here, I haven't went into here in a while. These have been updated. So let's see what's going on in here. Okay, we read the first part before. But inside the critical lab, beyond the supposedly impenetrable security, he was found dead with stab wounds in his back. Didn't really say much else other than that, though. Then Fink. Yeah, they definitely have an interesting look to them. Going off of skin tone and height, I have no clue on who that could possibly be. Unless because we barely saw him, that would mean that they wouldn't give us that information really, and just kind of hid it for a reason. But we do have a picture of him now, though. But that's pretty much it, though. At least it's something. Then obviously Vivia's got updated. What was his for? Just saying his forte. His forte is special projection, the ability to maneuver in a ghost form, free of his flesh, ignoring the laws of physics. In addition to being completely invisible in this state, he's able to pass straight through walls and other solid objects. Okay, kinda knew that already, but might as well read it, right? Okay, let's see here. Definitely not 1, maybe 2. Interestingly thinking 3, just because that sounds very interesting of a 1. Let's see here. Just saying you're gonna leave it to us, same as before.
When in doubt, start by thinking about the door first, and then you can find the right solution key.
Oh, we need to swing a solution key into it. How did the doctor plan to escape Kanai Ward? Well, we definitely have no key for that. The blackout or swapping places. Do we have anything for this one? Maybe. No, we really don't have a solution key for that one. Let's see here. For the blackout... Let's see. We do have the lab map. Yeah, I guess, yeah, the blackout could go for that one. And then, what do we have for this? I know it's not this one, but... See what's going on. Nah, can't be that one. So, right now, blackout and this one. But the key for swapping places doesn't seem to be working here. Oh no, wait, maybe. Doctor's notes. That could be interesting. What was the doctor trying to do? So notes here could possibly go for swapping places, I think. And then the blackout, the lab map, because you would have a map of the lab, and you'd be able to see where you're going in the darkness. Kind of. Even though it's not fully dark. It's possible. I'ma swing it. Let's go for it. Nope, that's a first. We failed on that one. Did a little bit of damage to us.
This is bad.
Oh no.
This isn't the right solution key?
Apparently not.
Calm down, Master, and check the contents of each solution key.
Okay, I already did.
The doctor knew the details of the plan, so it should be in his notes.
Well, obviously. So it's gotta be the swapping places one. So, the one where I said that this could be connected to it, because it does say what was the doctor trying to do. But also, I was very curious on why he would have research on this in the first place. So, a notebook found in the doctor's desk, it has diagrams of a person being splashed with sulfuric acid. Doing this would cause clothes and skin to melt, rendering the victim unrecognizable. What was the doctor trying to do? I guess change what he looks like by using sulfuric acid on himself? I guess? Let's try it. Might be possible. It is. Really? So that's why he was researching that. Well, it didn't work in the end.
The door actually opened. I knew I could let Yuma handle it.
Well, you weren't going to help us anyways.
Are you sure you aren't a phantom?
It's possible. At some points. Because he could walk around as a ghost already. Technically, he could be. If he wanted to. Ooh. Cool. We're back at the outside area of the Amaterasu Corporation. Although the mystery labyrinth version.
Tried to swap places with someone else to escape from Amaterasu.
Apparently so, but who, though?
The notes he left behind in the lab hinted at his plan.
Apparently so.
You mean the diagram with the sulfuric acid being poured on someone?
Apparently. But he didn't escape the room, we know this for sure.
Yeah, he was going to swap places with a corpse, then melt it with acid.
Not really sure on how he was going to do that exactly, but interesting.
He wanted to disfigure it beyond recognition. That's how he planned to fake his own death.
Huh. So originally, if he did get away with what he was doing, he was just going to melt his body. Or his body, in quotations. And then escape. But somebody else was there.
At the very least, it'd buy him enough time to escape Kanai Ward. Or so he thought.
Yep, so he thought indeed, and ended up not being the case.
Wow, melting a corpse with sulfuric acid?
It is pretty crazy.
He's so cool and grotesque!
Huh. Well, it didn't happen, Shinigami, so you shouldn't... It's good for us that it didn't happen, but you should be happy because it didn't happen, right? For how you think. But okay then.
So who is the substitute supposed to be?
Good question.
Maybe the hitman.
That would be interesting. Possible.
The doctor was under surveillance by Amaterasu, but he was still looking for a chance to escape.
Huh.
When he learned a hitman was after him, he figured his chance had arrived.
Possible. I could see that.
The doctor was hoping to use the security system to kill the hitman and use the body as a decoy.
Really? So he was hoping we'd fail going through his security. So he was alive, obviously, because we know now that from what we can kind of deduce is the hitman ran while we were using the Amapal and opening the door since we couldn't move our head. So that's pretty interesting. So he was planning on us going through there normally as a normal person. Huh. Really?
Now that I think about it, the doctor did seem to be waiting for the hitman to arrive.
Apparently so.
The hitman hasn't arrived yet. When will he show up?
Honestly, very good question for you, but you found out very soon after that.
Don't tell me this so-called first-rate hitman was captured by peacekeepers.
Huh.
But the hitman never did show up. That's why the doctor had a sudden change of plans.
Hoping to use us as bait or lure us in there and use one of us instead, it looks like.
That was the act he put on by asking you, "Who are you?"
Huh.
Perhaps that was a trap to lure you in, Yuma.
Possible, but we're too small,
He was trying to lure Master?
He
apparently.
considered taking advantage of the detectives, since the hitman never showed up.
But the thing is nobody there was the right size, so they wouldn't be able to be, thought of as the doctor, unless we were completely liquefied. But if you say so, I guess.
So if he called for help, he would charge into the lab, not knowing anything about the security system.
But he failed in recognizing that we were going to just use Amidst to get in.
And thereby acquire the corpse he needed as his decoy.
But then he would have to deal with 3 of them, and I don't know what he's going to do with 3 of them, to be fair.
That seems overly complicated. Like those guys who overthink asking girls out?
Why are you bringing that up? Oh, look, the elevator to the secret lab.
Well, he couldn't have used another researcher. Someone would have noticed their absence.
True.
He needed visitors. People from outside to pull it off.
Interesting, though. Nonetheless, I want to get a good look around this place. We didn't get to walk around this place earlier, so kind of curious on what we can see if we look around. Cool, though. I like the mystery labyrinth version of it, too. But it's just cool in general. It's like very sci-fi looking in here compared to like the outside areas. Like you kind of get like dystopian future in the normal areas of Kanai Ward, but this area looks heavily like sci-fi and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. But into the elevator we go, I guess.
So if I didn't know about the security and had rushed into the lab,
I would have been done for. Thankfully, Makoto told us everything we needed to know.
You'd be a super sexy skeleton right now.
Thanks, I guess, Shinigami.
Aw, so close.
I don't think you want that. You think you want that, but I don't think you really want that.
you want that?
Apparently.
But the doctor's plan failed, and he actually got boom killed by the hitman.
Yeah. And thankfully his plan failed too, because that could have been really bad.
I get what he was trying to do, but what about the impossible murder?
Yeah, what about that indeed?
Assuming the attack on the doctor was just an act when we saw him through the intercom.
Because how did the hitman know we were going to be opening the security system, is my real question, in the first place, because he had to be hiding in there, in the chamber area, or right before the chamber area, in the vents, before we went in. So they would have to know we were going there. Huh.
We at least know for sure the real attack hadn't happened yet.
True.
In other words, the culprit entered the lab after that exchange.
After that exchange. Really?
So the problem is, when did they actually enter?
That's a good question. Very, very good question. But for it to make any sense, they had to be in there technically before the exchange too. Ooh, this is different.
Where are we?
What the heck? Change of theming here. This is interesting.
This place is a real mystery. Then again, I suppose that checks out.
Yeah, it definitely checks out.
Huh? Shinigami?
Yeah, where's Shinigami?
Yeah! Master!
Oh.
This looks like an important turning point!
You could say that, but more doors. More and more and more and more and more and more doors. Every single question has been a door here, which is definitely different from all the other chapters.
So, is that your final answer?
Maybe.
I haven't said anything yet!
Depends on what kind of question you're giving us here. On the board. Yeah, technically.
Master,
Oh wait, no.
you need to narrow down the timing for when the culprit got inside.
No, yeah, that's right. I was getting confused with that. Yes, he did, or she, we don't know. Yes, they did, because of the fact that although we went into the area first, they ran past us twice. So that would have to be the case.
Now then, here's our fateful fork in the road. It's life or death.
Death.
We're at the crossroads of mystery and solution. This earth-shattering choice may be your last.
What is this, a circus?
Now, Master, which one will you choose?
Good question there, Shinigami. But it would be they entered before the lab before. This is cool though. I like the theme change here with the little cutouts on sticks. It's definitely different. We've never seen this before. But yeah, the culprit entered the lab before Amapal did, for sure. No way around it.
I directed Amapal to go into the doctor's lab. He already had a knife stuck in him.
And that would have to prove that they had gotten there first.
Which means he was murdered before Amapal entered the doctor's lab.
Very quickly, though. They had very little time to do it and then leave at the same time.
Your answer?
Is
Correct!
okay, good. Very good.
Congratulations, Master! Would you like to double down?
Double down for what?
What are you talking about? Anyway, let's keep going.
Yeah, let's keep going. Is it gonna stay like this, or was that just for one time? Because it was interesting to see it like that. Ooh, this is a big
Little
one.
by little, we're narrowing down when the culprit entered.
True.
Yeah, but we still don't know how yet.
Yeah, we really
It
don't.
had to be between when we spoke to the doctor over the intercom and when Amapal entered his lab.
Huh.
During that time, the culprit entered the doctor's lab and murdered him.
So the most likely time would be when you went to borrow Amapal, Master.
I would think so, yeah.
Culprit had to have entered the lab then.
No, that's impossible.
He waited at the front chamber while Desuhiko and I went to borrow Amapal.
Yeah, because of
She
Fubuki.
said no one entered or left the lab.
It would have to be before we talked to Weska. Before he was luring us in. Huh. Weird. Very weird. The only thing is what do we do with that information? Ooh, a curtain. Into the room we were just in. Intercom and a nice locked off wall, door again. Nothing new.
We're back on the original path.
Apparently so. What do we do with this then?
Maybe you're supposed to try opening that door now.
We could try.
I'm sure that from here on out, it's not just about when, but also how the culprit got in.
Yeah, it would have to be.
Yuma, there's no need to push yourself if things get too hard.
I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be able to figure it out within time.
No, I can do it. I'm going to solve it.
Just gotta figure out how to solve it is the thing. Okay, so what's our obvious question? Where was the culprit before the crime? Ooh, the map.
This is a map of the critical lab.
Yep, it is. Well, they're in the ventilation area. So, 100% there. We've deduced that they went in and out and back in. From what we've learned so far. Well, Yuma hasn't, but I've been able to kind of figure it out from there. For sure. There's no way around it.
So we have to determine where the culprit was before the murder.
Okay, that's easy.
We'll have to solve them one at a time. Let's start with this mystery.
Okay, let's do
If
it.
we know where the culprit was before they got in, this route will be clear too.
Hopefully so.
Do you know where, Yuma?
Yeah, I definitely think I do. You gonna let me choose it, Yuma? Yep, you are. Cool. Okay. So let's see here. This is the toxic chamber, this electric chamber, this is his lab. This is the starting area. Can't be there. Obviously hiding in the vents.
Here.
So they started there and ended there.
Must have been here.
There's no way around it. Okay, and it did open.
Yay! It opened!
Good. Very good.
After the exchange on the intercom, given there was always a detective at the front chamber,
No one would have been able to get in.
when we went to borrow Amapal, the culprit had to have already made their way inside.
Yeah, there's no way around it. Fubuki would have told us somebody was here. And it was definitely not Fubuki.
But the airlock is the only location that isn't affected by the security system.
Which is true.
There. The culprit had to be inside that decontamination device before committing the crime.
I'm surprised he doesn't get a security log on somebody opening the door in the first place. That would be very smart to have on the security system. Not when the security turns off, but someone going in and out of the lab. So when the security's turned off, and when somebody's trying to get in to the area, would have been smart. So Wesker didn't think of that, but he should have, honestly. But never implemented it. Okay. But he never thought anybody would be crazy enough to really try, though.
Yeah.
If they knew. Another mystery solved. Just how far are you planning to go, Yuma? Honestly, good question. What about you?
Way.
Right, you went inside the decontamination device to check out nice memory.
Or check it out. But yeah, nice memory indeed. Good we remembered that. In we go. Further in.
But I thought he was just hiding in there to avoid being spotted after the crime. So
This
you
is
think
cool.
the culprit was in there before the crime too?
Yeah. The culprit was waiting for their chance.
Yep.
But we had no idea when we sent Amapal into the airlock.
I like the robotic,
You guided Amapal to the doctor's lab.
what happened over there?
So the culprit entered the doctor's lab before then? How would that be possible?
Very, very good question.
Only Amapal could get past security, right?
Yeah, that's the next big question.
We know that answer, though. But I like the
Maybe the culprit used another
robots,
Amapal
though.
unit.
But it's destroying the area, though.
The researcher mentioned there was only one functioning Amapal.
Which means the Amapal Yuma controlled was the only one that could get past security.
Apparently.
So the culprit must have taken advantage of Master's Amapal to get into the doctor's lab.
Huh.
That's the only way. But how did they use it?
Good question.
There's no solving the doctor's murder until we figure that
Especially
out.
with not knowing Fubuki could turn back time, too.
I have an idea. Will you hear me out?
Yeah, sure, what do you got?
What is it?
How about giving up? I'm getting tired.
That's not gonna happen, buddy.
Nope, motion denied.
Yeah, nice try, though. Oh. More thunder. Thunder's destroying this entire area, though, that we were walking through.
Another fork in the road? Such a complicated mystery labyrinth.
Another set of doors, indeed. Okay, well, let's see what this set of doors says. How did the culprits use how did the culprit use Amapal? I don't know why I said
Problem
culprits.
lies the truth. We're definitely getting closer to the heart of this mystery.
As a shield, neither. I would say as a shield. Yeah, it's gotta be a shield here, I think.
Then,
If you don't know, we could always give up. No. Well, too bad. But yeah, the reason why it has to be used as a shield is because of the fact that Amapal went through the toxic room, went through electric chamber, and opened up everything to where they could just run through. So it's definitely a shield.
I have a feeling we're getting closer to the heart of the mystery. I just have no idea what it is.
Yeah, it's gotta be a shield. I say 100%. The culprit used Amapal as a shield. Is this your choice? Yes. See if we're right. It did open. So in we go. But yeah, it makes nothing but sense for it to be a shield here.
Huh? What do you mean, use Amapal as a shield?
Another
Amapal
fork
is
in the end of the road,
supposed to be
too. I
sturdy
see
enough
it.
to withstand an elephant stepping on it, right?
True.
The culprit may have used Amapal as a shield against the security system.
so the culprit followed behind Amapal to avoid the toxic gas and explosions?
Huh.
I get it! You're so smart, Master!
Really? I don't think so.
Rude.
Hey! Master just showed off how smart and logical he is.
Fair enough. Oh, there's a giant Amapal chasing us.
Master wasn't smart after all!
No, this isn't my fault. This is just a trap.
Come on, take it from the top!
Okay, what do we need? Toxic gas can be bypassed with Amapal. Yes.
It's gonna crush us!
Huh? Wait, what? No? But we did! Okay, no then. What do you mean by no?
Yeah! Even if Amapal itself is fine, it wouldn't be able to protect the culprit from the toxic gas.
That's not exactly what I meant by yes there, but okay. High voltage shocks can be bypassed with Amapal. No. I guess since the other one was a no.
Even though Amapal is sturdy, it couldn't withstand the high voltage shock from the panel chamber.
True. But it was bypassed because Amapal was the one to go through the rooms first, and that's what I meant by that. But, okay. Well, technically that was the opposite of what I was meaning by all of those, but okay.
Which means it'd be impossible to use Amapal to protect yourself.
Is that really true, though? Because the thing is you could. And it definitely was used. It wasn't, like, completely shielding them, but it was used in that way.
You're only realizing this now. At this rate, you'll be a grandpa before you stop being a rookie.
If you say so.
Perhaps you will improve in the next life.
That's not gonna happen.
I'm trying my best in this life!
Which is very much true. Okay, anything new from them? Nope. Just repeating yourself, and then what about you?
Then,
And you're just repeating yourself too. Okay, then it's neither then. Because it's not gonna be a weapon. So, the culprit used neither of those options. Just used Amapal to get forward. That's it. Even though a shield is still the right answer.
Do you think neither is really the right answer?
At this point, with the fact that my shield was told that it wasn't right, even though it should be, it's gotta be neither. It wasn't a weapon. You can't attack with it.
Given the process of elimination, that must be it.
It really has to.
Amapal's hands aren't designed to hold anything, so it couldn't use the knife to murder the doctor.
Yep. Impossible for it to do so.
Which means Amapal wasn't the murder weapon.
But you could technically say you could maybe use Amapal to transfer the toxic gas from the chamber if you wanted to, but they didn't. They're not going to go with that one, obviously. So they could have if they wanted to, but they didn't.
And the culprit couldn't have used it as a shield.
Even though they did.
It can't neutralize the toxic gas, and the high voltage shock would destroy it.
Well, it turned it off by going through the rooms, so it did.
So then, how did the culprit use Amapal?
I don't know how you're going to say it wasn't a shield.
I think we'll find out if we continue down this path.
If it still goes to where it says it's a shield, I'm going to be sad that it's telling me it wasn't a shield, because shield can be seen as multiple different ways. It's just a different version of a shield, is the way that I'm trying to say it is. But, oh, there goes the floor again.
That was the wrong answer! Come on, Master!
It's not wrong, just the labyrinth playing tricks with us again. Where's it taking us, though? Back here. What the?
Ow!
Why are we back here?
Huh?
Where we started.
We've been here before. It looks like we've been brought back.
But is this the same room?
But the door we opened earlier is closed again. Why's that?
Good question.
Yeah, I wonder why.
That is really strange. Maybe it is a different door. It's possible. Where was the culprit before the crime?
Huh? Even the question is the same. Does that mean we gotta do it all over again?
What?
Well, the logic is still sound. There's no other hiding spot for the culprit besides the airlock.
From what we know, yeah.
So you want to choose the same answer and keep going?
I guess so.
If you do, you'll just repeat the whole process again.
What?
We'll just be brought back here if we can't figure out how did the culprit use Amapal. And I refuse to walk any more than I have to.
If you say so.
Hey, don't sit down!
I don't think you're gonna get him back up.
What should I do?
Good question.
Stand up right now!
Stop it. Leave me alone.
Definitely not gonna happen, Vivia.
If you want me to leave you alone, then help my useless master out!
Rude.
Fine. Just one thing then.
What's that?
We're back at where was the culprit before the crime? Because you're stuck at how did the culprit use Amapal?
Because they didn't use Amapal? Is that what you're trying to say?
With that in mind, these two questions are connected.
I guess so.
Connected? Both the culprit's location and how Amapal was used?
I guess.
Help him out more! More!
The culprit was hiding in the airlock, where you also left the robot, right?
What?
At that moment, only the culprit and Amapal were there. So maybe the culprit did something.
What do you mean?
The culprit did something to Amapal?
What?
Clues are always there, right under your nose. It's a detective's job to notice them.
Wait, are you saying they were standing on top of his head? Wait, what? That would explain the boot mark. What? Really?
Did you notice anything strange back then? Any tiny detail? Try
Something strange.
I did not mean to. We'll just replay that.
Did you notice anything strange back then? Any tiny detail? Try to remember.
Something strange.
Strange. The boot mark is the only thing I can think of.
Hey! Now that you mention it, back then...
Oh hey, the screen lit up. So this is what Amapal sees.
Oh yeah, something weird happened at the beginning. I forgot about that.
It's like the cockpit of a mecha.
Huh.
Whoa, what was that?
Yeah, I forgot that happened. So that must have been when they, I guess, jumped on his head.
Did it break already? I thought it was state of the art.
Huh.
No, it's alright. It's stabilized.
I didn't think that had anything to do with anything before, but I guess that makes sense then. If he did stand on top of its head, I guess that would be the case.
There
Weird.
was a moment when the camera stopped functioning while I was controlling Amapal.
Huh.
It returned to normal pretty quick, but maybe...
Maybe indeed.
See? I told you it was right under your nose. You don't need any additional help from me.
I think we're good here, Vivia. Thanks.
That was a clue to help solve this mystery?
Apparently so. I don't know how you would... Well, he didn't know the exact details, to be fair, but he felt like we might have known something more.
Actually, everything in this world is a key to solving mysteries. You just haven't noticed them.
Really? Interesting. I'll have to remember that.
Perhaps there is more you're overlooking. Was there anything else unusual?
Good question. But that means they were zapped by the electrical room multiple times, based on the fact that even though we did it first try for the electrical chamber, the game still made it look like it was multiple tries until we got through. So that means the hitman was zapped multiple times until we got through that room. He just kept reliving it without knowing. That's pretty funny.
Something unusual. Something I missed.
What'd we miss?
Anything else? It's not like Amapal's camera showed the culprit.
Not at all.
Wait, that's it!
Huh?
Huh?
What are you up about?
Now that I think about it, wasn't that strange?
That is pretty strange.
The culprit must have gotten ahead of Amapal, but why didn't they ever show up on the camera?
Because you were too busy pressing the button, buddy.
If the culprit went past Amapal to enter the doctor's lab, they would have been spotted for sure.
Which is true.
Now that you mention it...
But nobody showed up on camera. How did the culprit manage to pull that off?
Good question, but it's very obvious from what we already deduced earlier.
How can you move from the airlock to the doctor's lab without appearing even once on Amapal's camera?
Hey, aren't you just adding another mystery?
And that would also add up with them standing on top of Amapal, because I forgot that the toxic gas room had locked behind us before going into the room. So when we got into the room, the door closed. So while we're pressing the button, there's no way somebody could... But wait. They still went through the toxic gas chamber. Full on. What? I'm so confused, because then they still got hit with gas. Huh.
No. All the pieces are here.
So they were gonna die anyways, still. Huh?
Huh?
Yuma, the mysteries you face now can be solved with a single answer.
Really?
A single answer?
Sheesh. I talk too much.
Not really. That's a decent hint, but not a lot of a hint, though. Ooh. More stuff. What caused...
Mystery after another!
What do we got? What caused Amapal's malfunction in the airlock? Why didn't the culprit appear on camera? How did the culprit use Amapal? Where was the culprit before the crime?
What do you do now? It's a Pandora's box of mysteries!
You could definitely say that. It's definitely Pandora's box at this point, with how many questions there are.
Let's stay calm and think about it. There's plenty of time.
There's a decent amount of time. Oh, floor's starting to fall.
Or not. I'll keep reading while you wrap things up.
We'll try to wrap things up here.
Remember remember what he said, Master. All it takes is one answer to solve these mysteries.
Apparently so, although how exactly?
Use those weak brain cells of yours and think!
Okay, Yuma. Think as hard as you possibly can, bud.
Culprit's location. Amapal's usage. Its malfunction. Why didn't the culprit appear on camera?
Good questions.
All this can be solved with just one answer?
Apparently so. Huh. Okay. Well, I said on top of Amapal's head. So, transportation. What caused Amapal's malfunction? The culprit jumped on it. Why the culprit didn't they appear on camera? They were on top of his head.
The culprit
okay.
rode on Amapal's head, using it as a method of transportation.
But that still doesn't save him from the toxic room.
The door opened!
Huh. But why would they poison themselves to get through, when they could have just easily stayed inside the ventilation area and waited for the doors to open slightly for the ones in front of them?
With every open door, it will be harder for you to turn back. Are you sure you want to keep going?
I do. Still cryptic as ever, Vivia.
Absolutely. I will find the truth no matter what. This is for the Nocturnal Detective Agency.
True there indeed, Yuma. But Vivia's little thing worries me though, how he's still not sure on what we're thinking. But in we go indeed. In we go. To hopefully find some answers.
Hey, you said the culprit rode on top of Amapal.
Which is true, but why though?
What did you mean by that?
Literally what I said. The culprit rode Amapal and used it to get through.
Couldn't they have just walked through themselves at that point? If you're gonna go through the toxic chamber with no protection, and the electric chamber with no protection, you might as well just walk through it by yourself at that point. But if you say so. Huh.
After we left Amapal in the airlock, the culprit came out of the decontamination device.
Yeah.
Then they jumped on Amapal's head. The disruption in the footage was from the impact.
Which makes sense.
That's insane.
It really is, because the fact is whoever did it is gonna be gone anyways, no matter what happens.
Is it? I think it's fairly reasonable.
You do?
Amapal can withstand up to 100 kilograms of weight. So, someone riding on it shouldn't affect its functionality.
True.
The shoe print on Amapal's head wasn't caused by someone kicking it.
It was caused by somebody being on top of it.
It was left there from the culprit hopping on and off.
Huh.
After that, the culprit simply rode on it as it moved toward the doctor's lab.
Really, though?
By doing so, the culprit was able to evade the camera and remain hidden as they made their way through the lab.
But why? Why still get... why make sure that you're gonna have a for sure death afterwards, though?
You're right. If it's true, then it does solve all of the previous mysteries.
Yeah, but it seems like a stupid idea from the get-go.
Imagining the culprit riding on a robot makes me laugh.
It is kind of funny, but what? It makes no sense, though.
But Yuma, have you not realized it?
Realized what?
You're still missing something. One major mystery remains.
What, who it was?
What's with that huge sign? Why?
Just sighing. I know I cut him off there, but he was literally just sighing, so you do what you're doing, bud. But at least say something before you sigh.
The greatest mystery of this case should appear soon. Just the thought of it gets me feeling down.
Feeling down, you say?
This case's greatest mystery?
The who in the whodunits. Okay. Oh. Down we go again. Okay, sorry for the cut, boys and girls, but this is actually where we're going to have to end today's episode. Since, well, if I were to continue going, there is no spot for us to actually stop. So, this is recorded after the fact of recording today's episode, so it's going to be split into a little bit into the next episode for the extra footage that I recorded for this one, just because it wouldn't fit well in today's episode if I were to cut it anywhere further. So, with that being said, thank you all for watching today's episode. It's been a blast hanging out with you guys like always. And in the next one, we'll be continuing our journey into hopefully figuring out who Fink the Slaughter Artist really is. And hopefully figuring out why they would go through such a crazy plan that would inevitably end themselves just to take out Dr. Weska. Honestly, I guess we'll find out very, very soon. And with that being said, thank you all for watching, keep being spooky, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out. Hey boys and girls, thank you all for watching today's episode. If you liked what you saw today, please leave a like and maybe even subscribe. And hit the bell notification down below. If you guys have any kind of suggestions for games, please put that in the comments down below as well. Thank you all for watching today's episode, and keep being spooky. Peace out, guys.